Hey everybody, so today we're going to be reviewing Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo.
So this game wasn't hugely popular or anything like that, but it's based on a huge TV and comic book series called Dragon Ball. And this game itself is actually based on the original Dragon Ball series, not Dragon Ball Z.
So the story is basically the same as the TV show or the comic book series, but if you have not read or watched any of these, then I'll fill you in right now. So basically there's these 7 Dragon Balls, and when they're together, they summon this dragon called Shenron, I think. Shenron, something like that. And basically he grants you one wish, so all the evil people want to use this wish for world domination. And so your first enemy is King Pilaf, who's pretty much like nothing compared to you. So he decides to release this really evil guy who's like way stronger than you, named King Piccolo, and he's like stuck inside this magical rice cooker, and he can only be released if somebody else opens the rice cooker up. So he's released, and then Pilaf thinks that when Piccolo gets his like world, when he conquers the earth, that he'll like give some to Pilaf, but he's double crossed, and then instead, Piccolo goes to like look for the Dragon Balls because he's like really old and he wants to like regain his youth so he can really rule the world.
Yeah, so the gameplay in this game switches between linear beat-em-up levels and then boss fights. And these boss fights, there's a lot of them, and they can be hard, but they're never really too hard. You're probably going to beat them after a couple of tries. And some levels in this game can be hard too, but to switch it up, there's also some puzzles and some platforming elements, and throughout the whole game, there's these like blue circles, like prompts that appear, and then you press the Z button, and you do this special thing. It's different every time.
Like sometimes you'll press the Z button and you like go over to the enemy where the blue circle is on, and you'll like kick them in the face, and then they get dizzy, and you could like punch them a bunch of times. Also, if you like punch one of the characters in the air, you could press the Z button and do like an attack where you're like hitting them really high up in the air with punches and then just like smacking them down. And then they also have the one for the platformers where you see these like sort of like balls that usually fly, and you press the Z button when the blue circle's around them, and you like grab onto it, and these like balls, sometimes they have like propellers on it, so they go up and down. Some of them like spin you around and shoot you out somewhere. Just crazy stuff.
Yeah, overall it just feels really good to do these like things, and it's pretty fun to do. So the levels are pretty straightforward overall. It's basically just like beat everybody up, and we would have liked to see more variety in the enemies, you know?
Because you're pretty much fighting the same enemies throughout the game, like over and over and over again, and it gets a little old.
Yeah. So like, and like sometimes there's these dogs that like throw bombs. I mean, it doesn't make too much sense, but it actually works for the surreal Dragon Ball universe. So the controls are pretty simple. All you really need to know is B is jump and A is attack. And then again, you can also do the combos too, and the Z button for those circles.
Also, you could use the D-pad to like do your special attack, like your super special attack, where like Goku shoots out his Kamehameha wave thing, and it's really helpful when you're in like some really hard boss battles.
Yeah. So the graphics in this game are really clean. They look great, and it's like in a colorful, cel-shaded style. They did a really good job of like capturing the essence of the comic books and like what it really looks like, because it's basically the comic books except like in color.
Also, they have cutscenes throughout the levels. Like every time you usually like beat a level or a boss, you'll have a cutscene, and they've actually, in some of the cutscenes, they have actually remade some of like the TV show, but in like cel shaded graphics, and it's really cool to watch.
Yeah. So the voiceovers in this game, they can be cool sometimes, and they can be annoying sometimes. Like when you start the game, you have like Goku's voice. It sounds really like,
boy, this is getting exciting.
And kiddish, but yeah, it gets annoying after a while.
Yeah. So other things besides the story mode, you can look at like galleries, like videos you unlocked, also like items you've collected, because you can actually collect items in this game, or I think they're called treasures, and you unlock characters to use in the World Tournament mode, which is the multiplayer mode.
Yeah, and the multiplayer mode is actually pretty fun when you're playing 2 players. With 1 player, it's like way too easy. Like for me, it's way too easy. But with 2 players, you really get into it. But it doesn't last very long since you don't have many combos or like attacks. You really just have jump, the A button, your special attack, and then Z. So that's like really it.
Yeah. Overall, it's just like a simple game. The combos aren't too intense or like complicated, and like if you're looking for like a hardcore Dragon Ball title, then this probably isn't the game for you.
You should probably go with one of the Dragon Ball Z fighting games if you're looking for a hardcore Dragon Ball game.
Yeah, because I think those are supposed to be pretty good. But for this one, it's a different story. Like, we'd only recommend it to like younger children, you know.
Or if you're a true fan of the original Dragon Ball series, not really Dragon Ball Z, but like Dragon Ball, then I would definitely recommend this game for you. I'm sure you would be amazed of how well they recreated it. And if you buy it, I hope you like it.
Yeah, so that's our review of Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Boy, this is getting exciting.
行こうぜ見たこともないすげえ世界へ奇跡の扉開くのは